Now, looking at the timeline, the HOK campaign happened on June 27 and 28. What stands out to me the most about the rulebook is that it defines a specific tournament window that is July 10 to August 2. That is almost 2 weeks after the HOK campaign happened. On top of that, I looked back at the NACT Spring 2025 rulebook, which defined its own anti-competitor period as May 9th to May 18th, which had also passed. And the players had no signed exclusivity agreements with Moonton. Chicken mentioned this in his video. I will link it down below. No language existed in the publicly available rulebooks that I found that restricted outside campaigns during June 27 to 28. And according to MobaZane's most recent stream that was quoted by a lot of clippers, Moonton only reached out on June 26, less than 24 hours before the campaign began, unlike what they said in the official statement that they provided multiple warnings to the team. By then, it's already too late. Contracts with HOK has been signed, and the promotion has already been announced in-game. And when the players are informed, Hoon and Zane worked with HOK to hide their videos, trying their best to work out a solution with Moonton. Still, the MSC committee at the end of the day chose to apply the maximum penalty without providing an explanation and immediately suspended both players, rendering BTK ineligible for MSC. This didn't happen in a vacuum. The Mlbb esports scene has looked different from the rest of the world from the very beginning. There has been no team, besides GG for that 8-month period, had any salaries, and they've always had minimal support from Moonton. Even the NACT has had very limited budgets. The scope has significantly decreased over the past few tournaments. The last NACT Spring was condensed into 1 weekend. It was 0 prize pool, just to remind you, only in-game diamonds. Still, BTK grinded through. They paid out of their pocket for a boot camp in Ohio or somewhere during the NACT season to secure a good MS and won their regional stage fairly. They streamed to support themselves throughout this period, and they flew in early this time to the Philippines to train together and give it their best shot at MSC. It's important to emphasize that this is a team of gamers, not contracted professional players. They are playing out of passion, and the same goes for a lot of us in this community. Even as a host, I work a full-time job apart from Mobile Legends, and so does all the other casters in NA. And that's what makes this feel a lot heavier. This has been a community that's driven by passion, kept itself alive for years. To have its top team removed from the world stage over something that wasn't clearly prohibited and could have been resolved with care and communication feels incredibly defeating. But to be fair, I understand why some people might think it was a bad idea to stream a competitor game, regardless of what the rules indicate. It's a valid concern. But if we're talking about facts, both legally, professionally, and personally, the campaign was outside of the NACT and MSC restricted periods. No exclusivity contracts have been signed by any of the players with Moonton, which means that they can stream whatever they want. No warnings were given until the day before the campaign, and Hoon and Zane has done similar sponsorships in the past without an issue. So for NA players, full-time streamers who receive no prize pool from Spring NACT and no support from Moonton, it's not hard to understand why they take any sponsorship deals that they can get. From my view, this is not a reckless decision. It's a decision that considered what the rules clearly said and the reality of trying to sustain yourself while still giving it all to represent your region. And that's what makes it all so disheartening. Not because Moonton acted out in bad faith, but because all of this could have been resolved and avoided. With clearly defined boundaries and rules, active communication, and a little bit of support of your teams, or even conversation earlier than 24 hours, this entire situation could have played out very differently. I'm not here to talk about drama or assign blame on anyone, but I do hope that this prompts a broader reflection about what fairness means in a space where structure doesn't exist. BTK earned its place in this tournament, and North America deserves more than silence, or vague enforcement, or retroactive consequences. We deserve clarity. We deserve a path forward. Because if this was really about ensuring consistency with MSC rules, then we need to make sure that these rules are defined clearly, applied fairly, and written in a way that respects the reality of the regions that they govern.
It's clear that it's clear to us it's never about the rules, right? It's about the display of power, and then the publisher's unchecked control on a much bigger stage like Esports World Cup, which I'm baffled with, right? How is this allowed from the World Cup Foundation perspective? Because they're paying for the whole party. So finally, my thoughts is that this isn't just about SAUL. This isn't about just Mobile Legends or whatever happened. I think this is about the future of mobile esports in general, right? In an ideal world, players compete purely for passion, right? And everyone has an equal playing field. But in reality, the players need to eat, pay rent, and survive. The caster need to do the same. The people who work in this ecosystem like us, we need to do the same, right? Judging players, judging everyone from thousands of miles away without understanding our region's own struggles, the unique market characteristics. It's easy for keyboard warriors who don't live in our world. I have been building this community or been part of the community for a good of 8 years, and then close to a decade. And I'm really proud of what the community have achieved. To the 12-year-old 500-pound gorilla sitting in your mom's basement, to those people, frankly, I don't care, right? Whatever you say in the comment section, I can care less. Your words means nothing to me. It means nothing to the players because you have nothing to show for, right? You haven't done anything for the community. All you do is yap. It's crazy, right? It's actually just a bunch of yappers. Why don't you shuffle some more chips in your mouth and shut the hell up? I'm doing the best for my players and then my community and everyone I care about. That's the best I can do. That's all I can do. Like I said, we're a small team. I'm going to do our best for the people I care about, right? For the people that we all care about. I want to take this opportunity to thank, even though the journey ended abruptly, ended short, I want to thank SAUL for supporting NA players or the initiatives to support NA players and the region. I'm grateful to Honor of King teams for their leniency, right? After learning about the situation, like I said, they agreed to let Hoon and Zane remove their VOD to help the negotiations, right? To help negotiation with Moontown, so the teams and the players have a chance for EWC. Even though they really didn't have to, but I'm thankful for that, right? And I actually want to thank Moontown's management. Now, personally, from a business standpoint, it's given us the opportunity to organize local community tournaments, to organize local events in the past, right? Including NA, in MSC. Even this, like a lot of people criticize the prize pool or whatnot. To be honest, doesn't matter what, because what you don't know is there's a lot of, you can totally understand there's geopolitical tension right now, right? And you can understand from a business standpoint, there's a lot of considerations that's way beyond simple minds, putting out an A. It's not that simple at all. I understand, and I'm appreciative there was something, right? Because NA couldn't be canceled, and there was never an MSC slot, right? That was the discussion for the longest time. And for those who didn't notice, that's why NACT was delayed for so long, right? For those who paid attention, NACT would have started 2 months before the actual time this 2025 spring season started, right? And it would have lasted for a lot longer, but it was shrunk. It was shrunk into 3 days, and it eventually happened. Doesn't matter, even though it was paid in diamonds, but at least there was a tournament, right? So there was a shot. It's just I wish that the publisher will listen more to our region's unique needs. I mean, I don't know. I'm no one to provide such opinion, but I think someone needed to come out and speak. You need to listen to somebody about the actual local market, right? Because the market is valuable. The community is valuable. NA, North America, whether you like it or not, is content center of the world. Your entire SCA drama is not as fun as NA drama. The region has some uniqueness to it that just attract fun, content, vibes that the rest of the world want to follow. There are a lot of value, not to mention the monetary value this region holds, right? There are a lot of players. Not everybody in SCA can pay $200 for a skin. In NA, you open up the game, there's not a single game you don't see Naruto skins. There's not a single game you don't see Sasuke skins, right? That's what it is in the NA region. There's a lot of money that this region had provided for the publisher. And I wish the publisher listened more to the region's unique needs, unique market characteristics. Anyways, I stand with BTK. I wish for clear rules, actual signed agreements, and respect for players who pour their hearts into the game.
Contracts really matter. I've been to M1, I've had plenty of sponsorships, and trust me, you have to be careful with what you sign. It doesn't matter what people want, what's the right end, and agreed upon is what matters. Now that I'm in my mid-30s, this really hits home. The world doesn't run on emotions. You can push through with a passion in your teens or 20s, but when it comes to official matters, that won't get you anywhere. Here's what I can say to support BTK. With the NACT gone in North America, BTK might be in a position where they can partner with the HOK and possibly get better terms than what Moonton could offer. I actually received an offer from HOK too, 2 months ago through the session Dave. I was seriously considering it. I thought maybe it was a good opportunity to try something new. Everything seemed like it was moving forward. But then, on the actual day I was supposed it to happen, I was told the deal was off. Just like that. And suddenly, I see Hoon and MobaZane streaming HOK instead? I was honestly shocked. No one talked to me. Somewhere along the way, people were doing calculations behind the scenes, and without any head up, I was just dropped. It felt like I was being used as a power level scanner in Dragon Ball, just to measure hype and value. If Dave sees this video, maybe he will flip out. But honestly, I don't care anymore. I already feel like crap. I tried to stay quiet, but you guys kept pushing me to talk, so here I am. Now about the BTK situation. I don't think Moonton overreacted or gave on excessive penalty. They enforced the contract, that's all. And BTK wasn't the only team that signed in. Every participating team agreed to the same terms. If a similar situation had occurred with any other team, I believe the result would have been the same. I'm not saying BTK breached the contract. That's not for me to decide. But those terms were clear and they were part of the official MSC documentation. And honestly, I kind of envy them. With NACT no longer happening in North America and BTK already getting sponsorship opportunities with the HOK, they might end up with more freedom and better deals than what Moonton can offer going forward. I know people will still have something to say, that's fine. But at least watch the full video before you twist my words or pull up some random screenshot and throw me into drama. I didn't want to talk about any of this. You made me. Before driving deeper, here's something interesting. Listen. Moonton no longer directly handles Mlbb in North America. Instead, a publisher called Skystone is managing it now. Not 100%, but still a big shift. If you look into recent Mlbb news, Moonton seems to be cutting budgets and tightening restrictions. In a PvP game, if there are no tournaments, interest will drop. And so will new player growth. Then there's HOK, Mlbb's competitor, and it's well funded with no connections to ByteDance. The parent company is Tencent, which you probably know. They had a Arena of Valor before, and that didn't really work out. Wild Rift is still around, but for now, Mlbb is still the most popular mobile MOBA. Things will shift over time. Some people will move on to other genres. Others might just stop gaming altogether. And honestly, it's not just Mlbb. The whole gaming market is seeing this trend. People simply don't spend as much time on gaming as they used to. Bottom line, when this kind of stuff happens, just leave me out of it. I've stepped away from the community a long time ago. I'm just vibing with a small group of you who still enjoy what I do.